You don't need a healer if the enemies are dead. Hello everyone and welcome back to another guide. Today we'll be covering Limpidity, going over her kit, rotations, teams, memories, weapons, and investment, as well as discussing her new banner and my current thoughts on what appears to be the massive paywall that it is. Yes, we're gonna go there. Crows should be ashamed of how greedy they got. So let's talk all about it. However, before all that, if you like to see content like this, then make sure to leave a like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. I make beginner's guides for all kinds of different games and characters in said games, so make sure to check those out. Without further ado, on to the guide. Oh boy, is there a lot to unpack here. For starters, Liv might just be the start of Generation 4. If you aren't aware of what the term Generation means in PGR, it refers to a specific change in kit seen in all units going forward. And it's only a fan-made term, not official. Such as Generation 2 introducing time lag calculation and Gen 3 introducing effects. If this new QTE effect that Liv has isn't just exclusive to her, then this very well could mark the start of Generation 4. So Liv has two states. In her first state, she only has red and yellow orbs that charge up her core gauge. Pressing and holding dodge when charged will fill up her core gauge, launching an attack and gaining signature energy. Upon initial swap in, so long as you have her SS, which is required for all units, you can hold dodge immediately without having to ping orbs. Upon casting her first signature move, she will enter her second state, where she will only have blue and special white orbs. To obtain white orbs, simply use blue orbs, and then using her white orbs will charge her core gauge all the way. When her core is charged, you can hold down basic to perform her core passive, consuming her core gauge all the way and powering up her second signature move to the max. However, you could also just hold down dodge when you first enter her second state, which will automatically consume blue orbs and activate half of her ultimate. Finally, you have her second signature move, which will convert her blue orbs back into red and yellow orbs, and reset Liv back to her normal state. Now Liv has darkflow built into her kit, and unlike a lot of other characters, she automatically enters the darkflow state if she has 10 stacks of darkflow present. She will then consume those stacks and deal darkflow damage in her core and second ultimate. In case you need a reminder of what darkflow is, certain moves will grant dark reserve, with 200 reserve equaling 1 darkflow stack. These darkflow stacks have the effect of reducing enemy HP recovery, however useful that may or may not be. But the big one is the more darkflow stacks you have, the greater the darkflow aura is, and the higher the number. Finally, to wrap up the kit section, why on earth would I be saying that Liv is the possible start of Gen 4? Well, so long as this new QTE skill is unique to Liv and doesn't appear in any more S ranks going forward, which could be the case, then adding time stop to a QTE proc, along with the fact that her swapping cooldown is somewhat unaffected by time stop, means we could be looking at the first Gen 4 frame. However, for now, it's just purely speculation on my part. Alright, so let's just get into it. How do you play Liv? Well, first off, it depends if you have a signature weapon or not. As with it, you can do 2 rotations, and without, only 1. So with SS, without her signature weapon, swap in, hold dodge, ult 1, 3 blue, twice, white orb 4 times, hold basic to consume core, ult 2, swap out. Adding in her signature weapon, like I said, gets you 2 rotations. So her initial rotation will be swap in, hold dodge, ult 1, 3 blue 2 times, white orb 4 times, hold basic, ult 2, swap out. From here on, you'll do the following. Swap in, hold dodge, ult 1, hold dodge, ult 2, 3 ping 2 times, hold dodge, ult 1, 3 blue 2 times, white orb 4 times, hold basic to consume core, ult 2, swap out. Finally, from SS3 moving forward, you'll be able to do quick rotations upon her initial swap in, and then do 2 full rotations going forward. So go swap in, hold dodge, ult 1, hold dodge, ult 2, swap out. Then once her cooldown is up, swap in, hold dodge, ult 1, hold dodge, ult 2, 3 ping 2 times, hold dodge, ult 1, 3 blue once, white orb 4 times, hold basic, ult 2, swap out. Now with SS3 unlock, you can swap around her short ult variation for a long ult variation. It depends mainly on like the Warzone wave, like if the wave is half dead, no need to do the full ult. Whereas if it's fresh, full ult is probably better. Just something to keep in mind. Now there really isn't a whole lot to her rotations, and she's quite simple to play. Oh right, darkflow. Well here's the thing. I didn't get the chance to test this in a proper setting yet, so until I'm sure, we'll be marking it as speculation. You see, you can do 2 rotations with darkflow so long as you hit the max darkflow stacks. And as Liv plays the exact same, there really isn't a whole lot of change there. The real change will be in her teammates, darkflow stats, whether she does 1 rotation or not, and of course her teammates' memories, etc, etc. Just give us time before we can test darkflow properly, and then we'll make an update. Alrighty, so now we move on to the teammates, a key integral part of how PGR plays and functions. Liv is the lightning attacker with a darkflow affix, meaning that her ideal teammates for lightning are going to be Nanami Startrail and Feral 21. In the event you don't have Nanami Startrail, then you can use Vera Garnet or even Chrome Arclight. Feral 21 is free, however, from the permanent event, so don't pretend like you don't have access to her. As for darkflow, there is only 3 meta units for that team, and 0 substitutes for those members. For Amplifier, you will run Vera Garivore, and for Tank, you will need a Leap Watanabe Epitaph. Link to their guides in the description down below. It's here that I'm going to be honest with you guys. I haven't fully been able to test all these sets inside Warzone enough to make sure they're all good. As such, with speculation sets especially, I will mention that there are speculation, along with an on-screen prompt. Once I've tested them more, and once end content is available, I'll make an edit to the pinned comment detailing what does and doesn't work. Our first memory set will consist of 4-piece Natasha on the 3 upper slots and 1 on the bottom, 2-piece Cottie on the leftover bottom slots, and for weapon harmonization, run Cottie. Finally, for memory resonance, go with any with attack on the tops and core passive on the bottoms if you have double S3 or lower. For triple S and up, run signature move. I will note here, before going on to the other memory sets, you can run Heist instead of Cottie if you don't have Nanami with her signature weapon. However, only do this if you have Liv's signature weapon, as she needs an extra 3 ping in both her normal state and her ult state, which she won't be able to do without signature weapon. As this next memory set for darkflow needs more testing, there is currently just too much speculation. It's currently just speculation. However, replace Natasha with 4-piece poincare. Just like the main lightning memory set, poincare is on all 3 top slots and 1 slot on the bottom. Run Cottie with 2 bottom leftover slots, while weapon harmony will be Cottie as well. For memory resonance, nothing changes here, just any with attack on the tops and signature move on the bottoms. When it comes to weapons, while her 5-star weapon does work, you will only be able to do 1 rotation per cycle, as I mentioned. As such, Liv will want her 6-star weapon for sure. However, if you plan to pull it later, realize that Kuro Games, in all their infinite wisdom, decided to not only make Liv a true limited banner, but also her weapon is a limited banner. When it comes to weapon resonance, surprisingly, she doesn't need deadline timing, meaning you can run Glorious Afterglow, Incandescence, and Matrix Lightning. For free-to-plays, double S can be attained from Pancage, and naturally you will want her 5-star weapon at least. If you get her early, then I recommend pulling for a signature weapon if possible. Low spenders. Signature weapon is of extremely high priority, so make sure to grab it next, followed by her double S3, which significantly impacts her damage and how she feels. If you have the resources for it, her Cub is also a really good pickup, and, once again, is an actual limited banner. Because of course it is. Finally, Whales. Not gonna sugarcoat it, you want that triple S. This is because it adds time stop to her freaking core passive. Yes, it's ridiculous. Which we'll talk about in the next section going forward. Moving on, grabbing resonances for her signature weapon, and then her Cub comes next. Is Kuro trying to kill their game that barely any global players actually play? The majority of players for PGR is in CN, and the global player base by comparison is freaking tiny. So does someone want to tell me what the hell Kuro Games is thinking by paywalling a time stop in her triple S passive? As you guys know, time stop defined what became Generation 2 of constructs, and Gen 1s by comparison, with a few exceptions here and there, could not keep up simply due to how insane time stop was. Adding a 4th, yes, 4 time stops into her kit, but paywalling the 4th behind her triple S is a dirty move. That's on top of the actually limited banner. Liv isn't being added to the standard pool of constructs that you can get from the standard banner, usually 2 patches after debut. This means that you can't use your blue ticket selector down the line to nab Liv, or copies of her if you don't have enough on her debut. This means that you have to sacrifice a future S rank once she gets a rerun, or spend, which as of right now, we don't know how often she may get a rerun. So I'm just gonna say this. Kuro, get a grip. PGR has been known as one of the most generous gacha games for ages now. Despite the fact that you need to pull every S rank to play any kind of meta, it is still known as a generous game because they hand out tons of stuff, and they make it to where character banners aren't truly limited. This is until now. Stop trying to kill a game that's on life support practically after the terrible communication that you guys put Global through with the synchronization plan. With that, everyone, my rant about Kuro being screw-ups is over. I'm wrapping up this guide here, so if you liked the guide and it helped you out, then leave a like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. Make sure to leave a comment about what else you would like to see. I've been covering other games as well now, so be sure to go check those out. Join my Discord and my awesome community over there using the link in the description down below. Until next time, everyone, I've been Mimic, and thanks so much for watching.